If you like this episode, give us a thumbs up and subscribe. I'm a writer, charter boat captain, dive master, and commercial spearfisher.
Gag grouper season's open!
Join us on a mission to harvest the finest wild sustainable seafood to prepare and serve for a special family in the area. That's good eating. I'm Captain Ron, and get ready to explore our world. I came out 30 miles right here in the Gulf of Mexico. I'm gonna be harvesting lionfish. I got my dive buddies, Steve and John here, and we're going after lionfish. We'll shoot some other fish while we're out here, but the lionfish are the new sustainable seafood. There's no size limits, no seasons, and if you know how to harvest them, you know, they're venomous, so you gotta watch their spines. We have these new zookeepers that Ollie brought off to us, and it's gonna help us harvest these fish. They sting really bad, it hurts. It's like a bee sting times 10 sometimes, so the good thing is they're awesome eating. So this is my team. We're gonna hit the bottom, so stay tuned underwater. Next is lionfish. Boom, boom. Diving these deep wrecks. It's good to have redundancy. That's why I got a whole other stage. All right, lionfish. Check out the bottom, man. These things are everywhere.
I saw a cuda. Looks like the vids is 30 feet down or so. It's kind of like a lot of sediment, so you can't see past that.
Victor! The lionfish is a venomous marine fish. It is a non-native invasive species that is having a negative impact in our waters. We are seeing an increased population in the Gulf of Mexico, Caribbean, and Atlantic Ocean. They grow up to 18 inches long and weigh 2 to 3 pounds. They hunt during early morning and late evening, but have been found with full stomachs during the day in the Atlantic. Oftentimes during the day they retreat to ledges and crevices along the rocks and coral. The potent venom is contained in venomous glandular tissues that is located in the grooves of the spine. After the spine punctures the skin, the venom enters the wound. How people react to the sting depends on the amount of venom in the wound, the immune system of the victim, and the location of the sting. Whew, that was a nice dive. It's a big wreck. It should have been loaded with lionfish, but I think somebody done plucked it right now because did find one good one. This thing zookeeper, I'll tell you what, keeps those spines off you, that's for sure. Remember, he's got 18 venomous spines. You want to stay away from them. Usually we dump them straight in the cooler, but I figured I'd show you what the first one looks like. When you hold these fish, you want to hold them by the jaw, just like that. Lionfish. This meat's so good on these. You just gotta watch these top spines. You got 2 on the side, 2 on the bottom, some on the sides. Be careful handling these fish. These fish will get you, they'll hurt. If you're allergic to bees, I'd be really careful.
Get some lionfish?
Woo! Well, we got some lionfish. All right, John, you got some lions.
I do. Dude, that's a matty right there.
That's a big buddy. Good. All right, John, what else you get? You get a grouper?
Got a nice red, yep.
Right. Grouper, get that for you. Good. Nice red grouper. Here we go. Oh, yeah, we got meat. That's a nice layer. That one's a stud. That's a big one. That's a good one. That's full grown right there. Look how pretty they are. A lot of venomous spines on the top. See how they're sticking up? Ow. That's what you got to be aware of these guys. They'll get you. Look at that. That's a fat lionfish right there. Fat.
The lionfish is the one that is actually going after all the juvenile other species of fish that are slowly depleting. The grouper, snapper, flounder, and whatever else you might have here in the Gulf of Mexico. The only natural predator right now is us out here as divers and free divers. There has been some rumors of seeing some eels and some grouper in the Caribbean that have been eating them, but in general, they have no natural predators just because of the fact that they're from the other side of the world, taking over the Atlantic waters, the Gulf. They've moved into the Caribbean, Mexico.
Whoop, whoop, lionfish. Hey, Steve.
Captain, how are you?
Good, how you doing?
Very well today, thank you. Good to see you.
You too.
What's happening?
I brought some fresh lionfish.
Oh, yeah. Spear caught?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, by you?
Of course.
Oh, great. We're looking forward to playing with this.
I know. Hey, everybody, this is Steve Phelps from Indigenous Restaurant here in Sarasota, Florida. And he's a really great chef of sustainability. And get your pens and paper out and write it down, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
right.
sir. Just want to do something fun with these today. So what we're going to do with this lionfish is do a real simple potato crust. But when I say real simple, we're going to take advantage of some salt and vinegar chips, which you may have on the boat after your day left over. So
They
we could
usually
have
look
fun with
like that, by the way, by the time we get
Yeah, I
back
bet
in.
they do. Probably not so crunchy either. What we're going to do today is just lightly season those up. We're going to bread them up with a little bit of flour, a little egg wash, and then go into those salt and vinegar chips, and then pan sear them and serve them up with a nice little fresh vegetable saute. And today I've also made a green tartar sauce using some chives and herbs, and we infused a little bit of truffle oil in there to fancy it up, so to speak. And we'll just put that over the top. So we're going to have that sweet, salty, crunchy texture going, and finish it up with some nice little tartar sauce, which to me is like super traditional.
Right.
And this fish, as beautiful and white and clean as it is, it's so easy to cook with and versatile, so we don't want to take too much away from the wonderful lionfish flavor.
Right.
Real simple, little salt and pepper on that fish. And then we're going to go into that flour first. Try to keep this hand as my flour hand so I don't end up having a hot dog finger in a minute. Then into the egg wash. And then we're going right into that crumb.
Okay.
Super simple. You can do both sides if you want to, but this is going to leave that one side easier to saute as well.
Okay.
And just basically press those in really good. I got a skillet going right here.
Oop.
Just a little bit of oil and butter. We kind of mix them so it gets a little flavor of the butter. And we're coming right out of our dip. All right, we're going to sear that lionfish off again with that crust. This way you kind of get a little easier finish on that backside.
Okay.
I've never had lionfish that dried out, but I've had lionfish that I've burnt. So the potato chip crumbs kind of keep moisture in, which is really nice with this dish. So we're going to check on that. This will be ready in seconds because those chips, as you can see, get super crunchy.
Oh, yeah. Whoa, it's looking good already.
And to be quite honest, you could probably use barbecue chips and whatever chips you want, but I've never done that. But the salt and vinegar ones are great because we'll get that acid from the vinegar and the chips and the salt.
Well, it's looking really good there, Chef.
We're going to go ahead and saute these vegetables off. We got a little bit of local kale, some local Zephyr zucchini from Geraldton Community Farm, one of my local farmers. Just a little garlic and oil. So we're going to throw that fish in the oven just for a couple minutes. Get our garlic nice and toasty. Add these veggies. A little salt, a little pepper. You can add a little bit of butter to that as well. So we'll heat these through. Perfect. Lionfish is beautiful. Now we're just gonna go to the plate here. And aside from the potato chips, pretty healthy too. You can see these fillets just got nice and crisp in that oven, and it's just so simple. And in here is that green goddess tartar sauce we made. We've got chives and basil, parsley, pickled vegetables, a little bit of mayonnaise, and we've mixed that together with a little truffle oil, so we're just gonna spoon that right over the top. Kind of a new play on fish and chips, I guess, if you would. And that's our salt and vinegar potato crusted lionfish with green goddess tartar.
Well, I think I heard the chef coming. What do you think?
I'm waiting.
Are you hungry?
I'm all for it. When it comes to lionfish, bring it on.
I know he made a great recipe.
Yeah.
Hey, there he
Gentlemen.
is. How are
Hey,
you?
Steve.
Excellent.
Whoa.
Is that lionfish for you, Captain?
Yes.
Ali, first time you've eaten with me.
I know.
But many times we've been together. So
I'll be
enjoy
here.
that.
Oh,
Thanks,
yeah.
gentlemen, for
Thanks.
doing what you do.
I seen you put a little wine in the glass.
Yeah, you know, we try to, with the lionfish, it's really delicate, so we don't want to go over the top with some heavier beers or some darker wine. So this is a McCrusty Chardonnay from Sonoma Coast. It's a 2014. Obviously, that would go great with your lionfish. So
Awesome.
gentlemen, enjoy.
Thank
you
you
so much.
Appreciate it.
Lionfish is actually a very healthy fish
Yeah.
to eat. It's got a lot of omega oils. The lionfish actually fight parasites from the water, so it's a very clean.
So yeah, the meat's
Meat to
beautiful,
eat.
and I love
Yep.
when you clean them, you're like, wow.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
enjoy.
good job, brother.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
This looks really good.
Look how white and flaky it is. Just amazing fish.
Oh yeah.
Wow, that's really good. It's good. If you like this episode, give us a thumbs up and subscribe.